Hi all. Not at the boat right now, at work. Just before the winter started, we lifted the boat out to do some work, and I made a long list of jobs to do. The final job on the list to do was fuel polishing. Those of you who have watched our videos will have seen when we went out to sea in August, we had a problem with the starboard engine shutting down. Now, that happened twice and was due to dirty fuel or fuel bug, diesel bug. We treated that symptom when we were in Hull, and we changed filters. We changed filters at sea when it shut down under emergency conditions, and brought the boat back up to Naburn, running on both engines, ran sweet. But one of the jobs and tasks that I wanted to do was to re-polish the fuel. This was a process that had been done according to the previous owner. In fact, he did show me an invoice, which was quite an expensive process, but I've got a funny feeling it hadn't been done because we did see that the fuel was extremely dirty when we were at sea. The filters were, and in fact the engine filters, we couldn't shift them first time, and so we had to go into Grimsby, where I had to call in an engineer, and he couldn't shift them, and then finally we did it with me down in the engine bay swinging on an anchor winch handle as well. So you know, there were some issues. So this video is basically going through the fuel polishing process. So it's another Sunday and more work to do. This time I'm going to do some fuel filter or fuel polishing. So we've got a fuel pump which I've got to install, an independent fuel pump, and then we'll put the inflow in there through the racor. It'll draw it through the racor and back out there to return to tank. And I'm hoping that this is high enough capacity to pump what we've got in the tanks, which is about 125 litres roughly. This is about a 125 litre per hour, so run this for about 4 hours with probably a racor filter change in between, and that should polish the fuel. So we've now fitted the pump. It's just a temporary install, so we've got just that mounted. I've now just got to break into the fuel lines, so I'm going to take the fuel line in feed off and put that onto the in, and use a stopper just to block off the return, and then do the same with the return line. Right, we're ready now for switching on, hopefully. So we're pumping.
And how do you know if it works?
That's a big test. So we're pulling fuel through the racor filter. I can actually hear fuel running back to the tank, so that will be gradually filtering and polishing the diesel, hopefully to remove the remnants of the bug. I'm just hoping there's enough flow for the amount of fuel that we've got left in that tank. So this will be about 4 hours duration. So we'll have to come back later and see how things are going.
Yeah. Morning, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Yeah.
Is this not fabulous?
I know.
Spring weather, that was spring cleaning.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just absolutely fabulous. This could be what? March, April?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let them get on with it then, eh? Or are you
Well,
filming?
I was going to have finished my coffee, but no. He says, just film me this.
Well, you shouldn't, Jim's not often busy and he seems to have been a bit more active this morning back at the bike shop.
So, lit laver is cleaned for now. So we're about halfway through the field polish. Just checked that the tank is still filling, so it's still drawing fuel through and emptying it back into the tank. All I can do is hear it, so we're just waiting probably another 2 hours before I can do anything else. So we've just stopped the pump after 2.5 hours, so we'll change this racor filter here and have a look. This is a 30 micron filter and that is clean. Little bit of sludge at the bottom. So that is pretty good.
Well, why don't you show them the difference between the old one and the new one? One we took out after an hour.
That was the old one. And that's the new one. That's the one we've just taken out. So that is looking very good. So I'll replace it with a 10 micron. Well, there we go again. So you should be able to hear engine startup. We've changed the taken the racor off, or the fuel polisher off, and it's had about 4 hours. And the last filter change was clean, so we've just stuck with the 10 micron filter now, and we're just running the engine up just to see how, make sure there's no air in the system. But quite pleased with that last filter change, so hopefully we got rid of the bug. So there we are, we're running. It's been running a little bit now with no problems, so job done.